Okay, good morning. May forum na po tayo. So, good morning everyone. Today is July 30, 2025, Wednesday, and the Bids and Awards Committee is convening for the PPID conference of various civil works contracts. It has been scheduled today. In attendance for the back, we have the following following heads of the implementing units for the civil works contracts. We have Engineer Robert Naval, Chief of Construction.
Good morning po, ma'am. Ganda umaga po sa lahat.
We have Engineer Jeffrey Michael Hamias, Chief of Maintenance.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning po. We also have the Chief of the QAHT, back provisional member for all types, back regular member for all types of procurement.
Good morning po, lahat.
Po. And I am Cheryl Antonio David from the Administrative Division, Vice Chairperson presiding in the of our chairperson. So we have 3 members present for construction, 3 members present for maintenance. We have a quorum. And we are assisted by the members of the Secretariat and Technical Working Group. The Secretariat is headed by Engineer Alex Bertodaso, who is currently the head of the Procurement Unit. And the Technical Working Group is headed by Attorney Edward Martin M. Mananes, who is concurrently the Chief of the Right-of-Way and Legal Division. And we also have the other members of the Secretariat and Technical Working Group, of course. And we have invited our observers to attend today's PPID conference, the Commission on Audit, CCWI, and NACAP. Although as of this time, I've checked our virtual meeting room. They have yet to enter our Zoom meeting, but we will proceed nonetheless since they were informed of today's procurement activities. We are live streaming the PPID conference through the YouTube platform for recording and transparency purposes. Sige po, let's proceed with the discussion. Later ko na lang po itatanong kung may interested bidders on site or online. Thank you.
Good morning po. I'm Engineer Abigail Viraloba po from Maintenance Division, and today I'm going to present to you the projects implemented by the Maintenance Division. Contract ID number 25D00309 FY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program, Organizational Outcome 1, Ensure Safe and Reliable National Road System, Asset Preservation Program, Preventive Maintenance Secondary Roads, Cavite-Batangas Road, Kilometer 0051 plus 131 to Kilometer 0051 plus 771. Items of work. Part A, Facilities for the Engineer. A.1.1a, Provision of Field Office for the Engineer. Rental basis per month. A.1.26, Operation and Maintenance of 4x2 pickup type. Service vehicle for the engineer. Vehicle per month. A.1.41, Provision of progress photographs per month. Common items on Part B, Other general requirements. B.5, Project Billboard or Signboard each. B.71, Occupational Safety and Health Program per month. B.81, Traffic Management per month. B.9, Mobilization or Demobilization lump sum. Showing you the DPWH standard project billboard. Minimum material testing equipment for medium contractors for contract ID number 25D00309. Equipment requirements. The minimum major equipment requirements are the following. Contract ID number 25D00309, FY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program, Organizational Outcome 1, Ensure Safe and Reliable National Road System, Asset Preservation Program, Preventive Maintenance Secondary Road, Cavite-Batangas Road, Kilometer 0051 plus 131 to Kilometer 0051 plus 771. Showing you the vicinity map and key map. Showing you the layout plan and the straight line diagram. Showing you the typical roadway section. Scope of work. Asphalt overlay of 4-lane road using emulsified asphalt, bituminous concrete surface wearing coarse, hot laid, 50 mm thick bituminous concrete surface binder coarse, hot laid 50 mm thick, and installation of reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white. Showing you the equipment requirements. Manpower requirements. The minimum work experience requirements for the key personnel are the following. Approved budget for the contract is 42,460,000 pesos. The source of fund is FY 2025 GAA for DPWH Infra Program. Contract duration is 105 calendar days. Major category of work. A. Roads, construction, asphalt or RCA. Similar categories of works. Roads, rehabilitation, asphalt or RRA. That will be all po for the projects implemented by the Maintenance Division. Thank you po.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Vivian Olga F. Reyes from Construction Division, and I will be presenting the technical components of the project implemented in this division. Starting with contract ID number 25D055, Re-advertisement, Tagaytay-Calamba Road via Canlubang, Cavite. Next is contract ID number 25D0306, Re-advertisement, construction of Dasmariñas City, San Pedro-Muntinlupa Link Road, Package A, Cavite. For the items of work, Part A, facilities for the engineer, A.1.18, provision of field office for the engineer, rental basis per month, A.1.26, operation and maintenance of 4x2 pickup type service vehicle for the engineer, vehicle month, A.1.41, provision of progress photographs per month. Common items on Part B, other general requirements, B.5, project billboard or signboard each. B.71, occupational safety and health program per month. B.81, traffic management per month. B.9, mobilization and demobilization lump sum. Showing you the TPWH standard project billboard layout. For the minimum material testing equipment for small contractors for contract ID number 25D055, showing you the minimum major equipment requirements. For the minimum material testing equipment for medium contractors for contract ID number 25D0306, showing you the minimum major equipment requirements. Contract ID number 25D055, re-advertisement, Tagaytay-Calamba Road via Canlubang, Cavite. Showing you the vicinity map and key map. Layout map. Straight line diagram. Typical roadway section. For the scope of work, the scope of work of the project Tagaytay-Calamba Road via Canlubang, Cavite is composed of road concreting with two sections. First station is at station 67 plus 680 to 67 plus 757.56. And the other section is at station 68 plus 038 to 68 plus 095. On the other hand, the roadway lighting component is composed of 65 pieces of solar street lights installed at right side. For the equipment requirement, showing you the minimum major equipment requirements. For the manpower requirements, showing you the minimum work experience requirements for the key personnel. For the approved budget for the contract is 24,715,773 pesos, and the contract duration is 135 calendar days. Showing you the major categories of works and similar categories of works. The source of fund is FY 2025 JA for Dpwh Infra Program. Next is contract ID number 25D0306, re-advertisement, construction of Dasmariñas City, San Pedro-Muntinlupa Link Road, Package A, Cavite. Showing you the vicinity map and key map. Layout map and straight line diagram. Typical roadway section. For the scope of work, road concreting of 6 lanes carriageway using 0.28-meter PCCP and 0.15-meter thick Portland cement, treated plant mix course, new soil aggregate, and proposed gravel shoulder using 0.15-meter thick crushed aggregate surface course and 0.43-meter thick aggregate sub-base course. Total length of project is 680 linear meters. For the equipment requirements, showing you the minimum major equipment requirements. For the manpower requirements, showing you the minimum work experience requirements for the key personnel. For the approved budget for the contract is 49,500,000 pesos, and the contract duration is 300 calendar days. Showing you the major and similar categories of works. The source of fund is FY 2025 GAA for TPWH Infra Program. That will be all for technical components. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Lira Pambuan from Construction Division, and I'll be presenting the legal and financial component of the project implemented by the Construction and Maintenance Division. For bid data sheet, ITB clause number 5.2. For this purpose, contracts similar to the project report to contracts which have the same major categories of work, which shall be the following is the major category of works involved in the contract to be bid as discussed previously. Number 2, the following are the similar categories of works that shall be considered in the evaluation of the work experience required for the contract to be bid as discussed previously. ITB clause number 7.1, not applicable. ITB clause number 10.3, the required PICAV license for this contract is as follows. For contract ID number 25T055, the advertisement, license category C and D, license classification small b. For contract ID numbers 25T0306, the advertisement, and 25T0309, license category B, license classification medium A. For ITB class number 10.4, the key personnel must meet the required minimum years of experience set below. Accredited safety officer required upon issuance of notice of award, subject to DO 98 series of 2014, submission of construction safety and health program approved by the Department of Labor and Employment. First aider with certificate of training issued by Red Cross in compliance to DOLE requirements for the approval of construction safety and health program required upon issuance of notice of award, subject to DO 98 series of 2014. Submission of construction safety and health program approved by the Department of Labor and Employment. The key personnel should meet the following number of years work experience. Number 1, the experience means total years of civil works experience of any nature in construction and engineering consultancy services. Number 2, include the tax identification number of the key personnel, compliance to DO 98 series of 2016, revised guidelines on the accreditation of contractors, consultants, materials engineer. Number 3, include the contact number of the materials engineer. For ITB class number 10.5, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. Please refer to DO 11 series of 2017 for the minimum materials testing equipment and DO 127 series of 2018, strict application of RA 9184 in the conduct of post-qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts with the DPWH. ITB clause number 15.1, the bid security shall be limited to a bid securing declaration or one of the following forms in accordance with the following amounts. Number 1, the amount of not less than 2% of ABC if bid security is in cash, cashier's, manager's check, bank draft, guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit. Number 2, the amount of not less than 5% of ABC if bid security is in surety bond. ITB clause number 19.2 is not allowed. ITB clause number 20 is not for no further instructions. ITB clause number 21, list additional contract documents relevant to the project that may be required by existing laws and or the procuring entity, such as construction schedule and S-curve, manpower schedule, construction methods, equipment utilization schedule, construction safety and health program approved by the Department of Labor and Employment, and precedence diagram method or PDM. For ITB class number 22, bid submission may be done manually or electronically online. However, bidders should only select one mode of submission, either manual or electronic. The address for receipt of bid submitted manually is at Bidding Room, DPWH Region 4A, Canlubang Interchange, Barangay Mayapa, City of Calamba, Laguna. And electronically should be submitted at electronic bids R4A at dpwh.gov.ph. The deadline for receipt of bid is on August 12, 2025 at 10 a.m. For bids to be submitted electronically online, the following procedure should be observed following DO 87-2020. For special condition of contract, GCC clause number 2 is not applicable. GCC clause number 4.1, the procuring entity shall give possession of the site to the contractor upon the receipt of notice to proceed. The start date should not be later than 7 calendar days from its issuance date of receipt of the notice to proceed. GCC clause number 6, no site investigation reports. GCC clause number 7.2, in case of semi-permanent structures such as buildings of types 1, 2, and 3 as classified under the National Building Code of the Philippines, concrete asphalt roads, concrete river control, drainage, irrigation line canals, river landing, deep wells, rock causeway, pedestrian overpass, and other similar semi-permanent structures, 5 years, for contract ID numbers 25T055, the advertisement, 25T00306, the advertisement, and 25T0309. For GCC class number 10, no day works are applicable to the contract. GCC class number 11.1, the contractor shall submit the program of work schedule to the procuring entity's representative within 10 calendar days from receipt of the notice of award. GCC class number 11.2, the period between program of work updates is 1 month or 30 days. The amount to be withheld for late submission of unupdated program of work is 1% of every progress billing of the contractor. GCC clause number 12, the funding source is as discussed previously, Per Department Memorandum Circular Number 73, Series of 2019, Executive Order Number 91, Series of 2019, adopting the cash-based budgeting system beginning fiscal year 2019, and for other purposes, the following are hereby directed. Letter E. All authorized appropriations shall be available for obligation and disbursement only until the end of each fiscal year. Letter B. Obligations incurred by the national government within each FY shall be implemented during the same fiscal year. Letter C. Payments for obligations incurred shall be made until the end of the extended payment period, which shall be 3 months after the end of the validity of appropriations against which they were obligated, unless another period has been determined by the Department of Budget and Management upon consultation with relevant agencies. For GCC clause number 13, the amount and schedule of the advance payment is 15% of the contract amount in lump sum. For GCC clause number 14, materials and equipment delivered on site but not completely put in place shall not be included for payment. For GCC clause number 15.1, the date by which as-built drawings are required is 30 calendar days from completion of the project. For GCC clause number 15.2, the amount to be withheld for failing to supply the as-built drawings by the date required is 10% of the final price. For bid security, bidders are allowed to choose any of the following forms: cash, cashier's check, manager's check, issued by a universal or commercial bank, 2% of APC, bank draft, guarantee, or irrevocable letter of credit issued by a universal or commercial bank. If issued by a foreign bank, it shall be confirmed or authenticated by a universal or commercial bank, 2% of ABC. Surety bond callable upon demand, issued by a surety or insurance company, duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security, 5% of ABC, bid securing declaration. Important notice: bids and bid securities shall be valid within 120 calendar days from the opening of bids. Showing you the amount of bank guarantee, irrevocable letter of credit, cash, cashier's check, manager's check, 2% of ABC for contract ID numbers 25T0055, Re-ads 25T0306, Re-advertisement, and contract ID number 25T0309. Showing you the surety bond, 5% of ABC for contract ID numbers 25T0055, the advertisement 25T0306, the advertisement, and contract ID number 25T0309. The checklist of legal and technical requirements of the bid proposal, showing you the checklist of technical and financial documents. For the submission of bids, one envelope system, documentary requirements, duly signed, paginated with ear tags and bookbound. For technical and financial envelopes, original. One original for technical and financial, placed in one sealed envelope. Payment process of bidding documents, Monday to Thursday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., Friday, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. Bidding date, August 12, 2025 at 10 a.m. Casting of bidding documents per contract ID number 25T055 re-advertisement is 25,000 pesos. Per contract ID number 25T0306 re-advertisement is 25,000 pesos. Per contract ID number 25T0309, 25,000 pesos. Important notice, the net financial contracting capacity or NFCC of the bidder shall be used in the eligibility processing. Prospective bidder must have a NFCC at least equal to the ABC to be procured as follows. IRR Section 23.5.2.6. NFCC is equals to current assets minus current liabilities times 15 minus value of portions of all outstanding works under the bidder's ongoing contracts, including awarded contracts to be started, which portions coincide with the contract to be bid. Credit line commitment shall no longer be accepted per GPPB Resolution Number 20-2013 dated July 30, 2013 and Department Order Number 37 Series of 2014 dated March 26, 2014. Important notice, in the NFCC, the fixed factor of 15 shall be used in the computation of NFCC regardless of the contract duration. As per Deal 1930 of 2016, the procuring entity shall disqualify the contractor from participating in the bidding or award of contract for infrastructure projects if his firm incurred a delay in any of his ongoing contracts, government or private, which is considered attributable to him, pursuant to the provision of IRR of RA 9184 in any of the following cases. Number 1, where the firm incurred a negative slippage of at least 15% of his ongoing contract in accordance with Section 34.3.B.2 of Rule 10 post-qualification of RA 9184. Number 2, where the delay in the completion of work has exceeded the time duration equivalent to 10% of the specified contract time plus any approved time suspension. The same shall be subject for rescission in accordance with Section 8.4 of Annex E of RA 9184 or number 3, where the total liquidated damages has exceeded 10% of the total contract price. The same shall automatically taken over the procuring entity or award to a qualified contractor through a negotiation in accordance with Section 8.5 of Annex E of RA 9184. Work experience in similar contracts. Prospective bidder must have done a single largest completed contract or SLCC similar to the contract to be procured. And this value at current prices is at least 50% of the ABC to be bid. GPPB NPL number 150-2016, a temporary pickup certificate of license cannot substitute the requirements of submitting a valid pickup license as part of eligibility requirements. And that will be all for the legal and financial component of the project implemented the Maintenance and Construction Division. Thank you.
Electronic submission and receipt of bids. This is for the efficient conduct of procurement activities during a state of calamity or implementation of community quarantine or similar restrictions, authorizing the submission and receipt of bids through electronic means or email. Our legal references for the submission of bids electronically are the Department Order Number 87, Series of 2020, GPPB Resolution Number 9, 2020, dated May 7, 2020, and the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184. The prospective bidders shall prepare and submit their bids electronically following the steps prescribed under WDO 87, 2020 in accordance with GPPB Resolution Number 9, 2020 as follows. The Box Secretariat shall post the invitation to bid and bidding documents in the DPWH and PhilJEP's websites and at any conspicuous place for 7 calendar days per Section 21 of the IRR of RA 9184. Upon posting of the invitation to bid and bidding documents, the Box Secretariat shall create the contract ID folder in the eBid portal. This is the DPWH Electronic Bid Submission and Receipt portal. This is the contract ID folder created by the Box Secretariat in the eBid portal. The contractor shall purchase the bidding documents per Section 17.4 and Appendix 8 Guidelines on the Sale of Bidding Documents of the IRR of RA 9184. The applicable fee for the specific project is indicated in the invitation to bid. Prior to the deadline of submission of bids, the prospective bidders shall send an email with subject official receipt for contract ID to electronicbids_r4a@dpwh.gov.ph. Attached to the said email is the copy of the official receipt of purchase of bidding documents in portable document file PDF format with file name in the format PCAB-ID_contract ID_official receipt.pdf. For example, the file name of the attached PDF containing the official receipt of the contractor with PCAB ID number 12345 who intends to participate in the bidding of contract ID number 21D00001 shall be 12345_21D00001_official receipt.pdf. Further, the email subject would be official receipt for 21D00001. This is the confirmation of the electronically submitted official receipt. An email shall be received by a prospective bidder confirming its successful submission of the official receipt. Only the electronic bids of bidders who have successfully submitted an electronic official receipt shall be accepted. This is the folder of the OR received in the eBid portal. This is the OR submitted by the contractor received in the eBid portal. Upon submission of electronic proof of purchase of bidding documents or the OR, the contractor may now send its electronic bid with file name format PCAB ID _contract ID _bid.zip or .rar or .7z with email subject format bid submission for contract ID. Its bid must be in a password-protected archive format and shall contain 2 password-protected archive files, the technical and financial proposal. This is an acknowledgement receipt email that will be received by the contractor upon submission of its bid. This is the folder submitted in the eBid portal. Similar to manual submission, prospective bidders shall prepare their bids in two file folders, each for the technical and financial components. The file name of the technical and financial components folders should be in the format pickup ID underscore contract ID underscore technical and pickup ID underscore contract ID underscore financial. Subsequently, each of the technical and financial components file folders shall be compressed, password protected, and named in the format pickup ID underscore contract ID underscore technical.zip or .rar or .7z and pickup ID underscore contract ID underscore financial.zip or .rar or .7z respectively. Each file contained in the technical and financial components file folders shall be in PDF format, either scanned or exported, published, with file name in the format pickup ID underscore contract ID underscore descriptive file name.pdf. The compressed archive file folders of the technical and financial components shall be compiled in a password-protected compressed archive main file folder with file name in the format pickup underscore contract ID underscore bid. In case the total file size of the main archive file folder is more than the allowable size of an attachment per email of the prospective bidder's email service provider, they shall need to split its electronic bid into two or more password-protected compressed archive main file folders. The email submitting the prospective bidder's electronic bid should have a subject in the format bid submission for contract ID. In case of multiple compressed archive main file folders, it shall be submitted in multiple emails, each with subject in the format bid submission 1/2 for contract ID, bid submission 2/2 for contract ID. If a bidder wishes to modify its electronic bid, he may do so following the procedures in the manual submission of bid, or he may choose to submit his modification electronically in the same format prescribed in the preparation and submission of an electronic bid, except that the subject of the email submitting the bid modification shall be labeled Bid Modification X for contract ID, where X represents the number of bid modifications submitted. For example, the subject of an email submitting a first bid modification for contract ID number 21D00001 should be bid modification 1 for 21D00001. This is the same in the prescribed format in the preparation and submission of electronic bid, except that the bid modification main archive file folder shall be labeled as pickup ID underscore contract ID underscore bid modification underscore x.zip or .rar or .7z. In case a prospective bidder that have purchased a bidding document decided not to participate, he may choose to submit his letter of non-participation manually or electronically. In case of electronic submission, the contractor shall send an email with the subject non-participation for contract ID with the letter of non-participation as attachment with file name pickup ID underscore contract ID underscore non-participation.pdf. This email should be sent to electronicbids_R4A at dpwh.gov.ph before the deadline for bid submission. Bids may only be withdrawn prior the deadline for bid submission. In case of withdrawal of an electronic bid, the bidder shall send an email with the subject bid withdrawal for contract ID and the letter of bid withdrawal in PDF format with file name pickup ID underscore contract ID underscore bid withdrawal.pdf shall be attached. This email should be sent to electronicbids_R4A at dpwh.gov.ph before the deadline for bid submission. The Box Secretariat shall close the Contract ID folder in eBid portal on the deadline of submission and receipt of bids. This is the closed Contract ID folder in the eBid portal. The Box Secretariat shall download the bids from the eBid portal to the local computer. Only during the actual opening of bids shall the bidder disclose the passwords for his electronic bid. This can be done by the bidder's authorized representative verbally in person, through phone call, online platforms, or through writing. In all cases, the bidders will have only 3 attempts or 15 minutes, whichever comes first, to provide the correct password. Otherwise, the bidder shall be disqualified except in unforeseen justifiable circumstances. The bidder may also be subjected to the three-strike policy as warranted by the circumstances. If the bidder chooses to disclose the password through phone call, he should make sure that the contact numbers as recorded in the Civil Works application are open when the bank calls to ask for the password. The bidder may also choose to call the bank number during the bid opening time and wait for the opening of his bid for him to disclose the password. For online video calls, the bidder may call the bank messenger account. If the bidder chooses to attend the bid opening through online conference, the bidder should join the meeting using the given link. If the bidder chooses to disclose the passwords through writing, the letters for password 1, main file folder, technical component file folder, and password 2, financial component file folder, should be enclosed in separate envelopes with the sender details such as AMO, bidder name, and address. Address to the bank chairperson with the details of the bidding such as contract ID, contract name, bid opening date and time. Signed and sealed with a remark, password 1 or 2. Do not open before actual bid opening date and time. All electronic bids, password-protected compressed archive main file folders shall be opened first for the opening of the technical component compressed archive file folders. This shall be followed by the opening of the bids submitted manually for the opening of the technical component envelopes. The same procedures apply for the financial component compressed archive file folders and financial component envelopes. The Box Secretariat shall open the financial proposal archive file. Notes and reminders for the contractors in the preparation and submission of bids. Only bidders with system-accepted proof of payment shall be allowed to submit their electronic bids, which shall not be beyond the deadline specified for the submission of bids. An email shall also be received by a prospective bidder in instances where their sent email related to the submission of electronic OR of purchase of the bidding documents if it has incorrect subject contract ID, which means that a corresponding folder with the same contract ID does not exist in the eBid portal, if it has no attachment, if it has an attachment but is not in the prescribed format, if it has more than one attachment, or if it was received after the deadline of bid submission. For the foregoing cases, the prospective bidders should rectify or correct the noted deficiencies to comply with the requirements for its electronic bid to be accepted. The bidders must submit their electronic bid using the registered email address in the Civil Works application. In case prospective bidders are not yet registered in the CWA, they can use any email address subject to the verification of the back secretariat. For joint venture, the format of pickup ID to be used by the bidder in naming their files, folders, and archives shall be JV-pickup ID of the lead member. If a bidder chooses to submit an electronic bid, the same bidder can no longer submit a bid manually for the same contract and vice versa. Bid modification can be submitted electronically or manually, regardless of the manner by which the original bid was submitted. If a bidder submitted modifications both electronically and manually for a specific contract, the submission with the latest official date and time of receipt shall prevail. The submitted official receipt of purchase of bidding documents shall include the correct and complete names of the contractors who will submit their bids. Notes and reminders for the receipt of bids. An auto-reply email shall be sent to acknowledge receipt of electronic bids in instances where an email is sent with incorrect subject contract ID, which means that a corresponding folder with the same contract ID does not exist in the eBid portal. Without any attachment, with attachment that is not in the prescribed format, with more than one attachment, or submitted after the deadline. An auto-reply email shall also be sent regarding withdrawal of bid, non-participation, and if the bidder has yet to submit proof of purchase of bidding documents or the official receipt. Emails with more than one attachment with invalid subject contract ID and unrecognized transactions shall be automatically moved to the unidentified documents subfolder in the procuring entity's main folder in the eBid portal. This is the unidentified documents folder in the eBid portal. The following shall not be accepted by the eBid portal. Submission of bid without initially submitting the proof of purchase of bidding documents or the official receipt. Submission of bid after the deadline, and submission of proof of purchase of bidding documents after the deadline. Notes and reminders for the opening of bids. For a hybrid system of submission where electronic and manual bids were received for a particular contract, electronic bids must be opened first before the manual bids. If a bidder committed typographical errors in the submission of electronic bid or attached files in the wrong format, the bid shall be accepted, provided that the bidder or its duly authorized representative shall acknowledge such condition of the bid as submitted. The BAC shall assume no responsibility for the misplacement of the contents of the improperly sealed or marked bid or improperly compressed or password protected folder or for its premature opening. If an electronic bid or file was found to be damaged and could not be extracted or opened, the bid shall be considered failed. Notes and reminders for non-participation and bid withdrawal. In case of non-participation and withdrawal of bids, the BAC Secretariat shall check the letters of non-participation, bid withdrawal received in the dedicated email address and stored in the eBid portal, and shall observe the provisions under Section 26.2 of the IRR of RA 9184 and DO 17 Series of 2015.
It's total 149 GB.
Okay, so we have already
So I
completed the discussion of the details of the contracts for pre-bid today. And may I confirm with the procurement if merong interested bidder on site?
Wala po, attorney.
Okay, thank you. And online naman po ay wala din. Okay, so for those watching via YouTube and watching today through our live stream, if you have any questions on any of the projects discussed today, you have 3 days to submit your written query or request for clarification. And then after 3 days, kung makatanggap po kami ng request for clarification or query, we will issue a bid bulletin in response to the same. The bid bulletin will inform all those interested regarding your clarification or query. And yung sagot naman po ng back doon sa tanong na yun. Okay, so since there is no other matter left in the agenda of the back for today, we adjourn this back meeting, but may I request the back members and secretariat to please remain for further discussions. Thank you po.